Hello and welcome to the Banker's View from Sibos video series, highlighting the hot topic at this year's event in London. I'm Joy Macknight, Managing Editor of The Banker, and I have Ed Thurman, Head of Global Transaction Banking at Lloyds Banking Group, with me in the FT studio ahead of the start of the conference. Ed, thanks so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
So Sibos 2019 hasn't quite started, but what would you think are going to be the hot topics this year?
So we're extremely excited about Sibos being in London this year. It's in sort of home territory. I suspect there'll be lots of digital, lots on transformation, and there's good stories from a Lloyds point of view around that. There'll be lots of talk around commercialization, technology, and it's interesting. This is my 7th Sibos, so I appreciate I've been to a few, but not as many as lots of other people. But you've definitely seen the emphasis move more and more onto the technology side of things. And I've got to say, I think it's a terrific sort of development that we've seen over time as well. So we'll spend a lot of time, not just with our banking partners, but with technology partners as well. I suspect we'll get the full gamut of buzzwords, be that APIs, be that blockchain, distributed ledger. A lot of it is really for us, I think, the focus on how we commercialize some of this.
Okay. And, it's in London for the first time ever. Do you think that it's going to give it a special flavor this year?
I hope and expect so, yeah. I mean, I think it's a different scale to what it has been in previous years. I think definitely London as one of the financial capitals of the world will mean that, we'll get a real breadth of whether it's banks who are participating, whether it's the technology firms, the fintech aspect of London will play into all of that as well. So I'm fully expecting we'll get a terrific range of topics for discussion, and also we'll see lots and lots of new things. And we as Lloyds are really excited about it.
Excellent. The theme this year is really about thriving in a hyper-connected world. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, for us, we've been on a very clear journey of digitization across the bank as a whole. I think, the things that we've done on the consumer side and on the wholesale banking and commercial side and transaction banking are really starting to, if you like, lean into that even more. And I think the connectivity across our clients, with our products, with our propositions, with our research, it's a very different kind of mix of things than probably what it was even 3 or 4 years ago. And whether that's some of the things that we're doing around some of our API portfolio of solutions, how we're trying to bring those to customers, how we're co-creating with clients. So, we are all in on really thinking through how we develop and deliver the kind of transformation that's going to actually support our clients and support the businesses of our clients.
Okay. And you touched on a little bit there, but, how do you see transaction banking? How has it changed in the last couple of years? And what do you think the future is going to look like?
So, and I would say this, I obviously think the future for transaction banking is looking really exciting, actually. And it's been very interesting. You've seen a number of banks now really refocusing towards their transaction bank and treasury services sides of the business. I think Lloyds is no exception to that as well. It's been a huge area of investment for us over the course of the last few years, whether that's platforms or channels or propositions. And I think part of that is really relating to the fact that the transaction bank is at the core of a client relationship. And it's really probably the most intensive relationship product that we have in banking, because whether it's on the working capital side or on the payment side, you're interacting with clients every single day in lots of different ways, and are really critical to how their business is operating and the success of their business ultimately. And I think most institutions have really thought of that as being what should really be the nucleus of what we do. And so and then how to think about developing the relationship beyond that. So the criticality of what we do, whether again it's on the payment side or on the trade side or on the asset finance side, for example, that is increasingly well understood, and is something that I think most banks are thinking, well, how do we get, if you like, sort of develop this further?
And in terms of your corporate clients, everyone talks about sort of this fast pace of change that's happening. How is Lloyds bringing its corporate clients on that journey with Lloyds?
So we think about this a lot, and Lloyds is 250 years old, has always been a relationship bank. And that's in the core DNA of how the bank operates, how our people think. So the proximity to clients and how our clients are thinking through their own businesses is really, really important. For some very simple examples for us, we've developed a number of APIs, particularly on the payment side. We've done that in conjunction with our clients. And what's quite exciting around that and that co-collaboration is actually, you really start to understand not the pain points from a bank's point of view necessarily, or the problems that you're trying to solve, but really the issues that our clients are dealing with. And how can we bring either new technology, new ways of thinking, new insight against that problem? And that's really how we try and operate right now, to be honest. And the exciting thing about the technologies and some of the new products and capabilities that are coming available now they are changing our clients' underlying business models. And I think that's a really interesting area for us to be able to play in.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your insights, Ed, and I hope you enjoy the conference.
Okay.